Hey friends, this is Unit 2, Lessons 1 and 2. You are more than likely doing this on Monday, November 9th. And today we are going to be starting our new unit. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is quickly review our performance task anchor chart. This anchor chart is on the screen in front of you. You should be able to see that. And just so you're aware of what we're going to be doing, and we might not be doing all of these parts, but here is the gist of what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to be let me just read it to you. Performance task. After researching informational text on animal defenses, create a choose your own adventure book about your chosen animal. Where your chosen animal has been chosen for you is a teacher chosen animal. And as you've been able to see by this background and that one, we're going to be doing the ostrich. That's the animal we're going to be focusing on. We're going to write an introduction that describes the ostrich's physical characteristics, habitats, predators, and defense mechanisms. And then we're going to, in a narrative, describe an encounter with a predator and two possible defense mechanisms that the ostrich would use for survival. One physical defense mechanism and one behavioral defense mechanism. So we're going to have to do some reading, look at some websites, and we're going to have to make sure that we have plenty of details to write this narrative. It's going to be made up, but it's going to be based on real defenses and behaviors that ostriches have. So we're going to include a title page, some information about the ostrich, and an about your adventure page that explains how to read the book, a narrative, and in that narrative, you're going to describe the challenge and the choices, the physical and behavioral defense mechanisms that the ostrich would have. We're all going to do the same ones and make it really easy. And then we're going to have a list of sources that we used as well. So if you would please turn to page 79 of your module workbook, it's going to look something like that at the bottom. The only difference is going to be I have gone on and filled in, see where it says look, habitat, predators, and then body and behaviors. I've already filled that in on my chart. So I want you to go ahead and take a second and fill that in on the K column. Leave space though, because you're going to actually need to fill in what you know about how the ostrich looks, what you know about where the ostrich lives. That's its habitat. Fill in what you know in the K column under predators about what hunts the ostrich. And then the last box under the K, fill in what you know about its body and its behaviors that help it survive. So its physical and behavioral defense mechanisms. After you fill in that K column, take a minute and fill in W's. What do you want to know about how it looks? What do you want to know about its habitat? What do you want to know about its predators? And what do you want to know about its bodies and behaviors that help it survive? After you've done that, we're going to be doing a close read today. We've read Fight to Survive. We've answered questions about it. We've broken it apart. We've talked about the vocabulary. Today, we're going to read it and answer the questions. So this is actually the lesson 2 section. Look at that armadillo, that nasty little thing. These are learning targets. I can cite evidence from the text to support my answers. And then I can determine the main idea of a text and explain how it is supported by key details. And I can identify modal auxiliaries. What are modal auxiliaries, you ask? Well, hang on. We'll get to that in just a second. Think about these vocabulary words. Cite means point something out or give it credit. Evidence is proof. Physical behavior, external, internal, toxic. Those are all words that we've been discussing. Now, as far as modal auxiliaries are helping verbs that tell you how a certain action is. These are the main modal auxiliaries: could, would, should, must, will, might, can, and may. And if you're doing this independently, I want you to go ahead in your slideshow and click on this video and watch it. We'll be doing that together in class. Okay, these are reminders, if you're close reading something, you need to read slowly. We've read it at least once. We've read it like 2 or 3 times at this point. So you're going to read slowly, think about the gist, circle words you don't know, write as you go and annotate questions, underline vocabulary, things you're thinking as you read. Use the text to answer the questions, get evidence from the text in the form of quotes, and then ask about what questions you have. All right. So we're going to complete the close read here on pages 80 through 84 of your module workbook. If you would flip to page 80, in class, we're going to work through this together. So we're going to read the section that it says read, and then we're going to answer the questions. Then move to the next section, read, answer the questions. And we're going to complete that close read for pages 80 through 84. It's a lot of work, y'all, so you might have to do some independently in class. They might have to do some independently. But for the most part, we've read this, so we should be able to move pretty quickly. And you're going to have to do that independently if you did not come to class. Okay? After that, then that is it for today's lesson, and we will see you tomorrow in EL.